Why is it that so many women who are genuinely loved, supported, and cared for by good men still manage to cast themselves as victims in their own minds? It's frustrating to admit, but it's a pattern countless men in our community keep bringing up, so we can't ignore it. We need to break this down. What does she gain from seeing herself this way? To understand this mindset, we have to ask the uncomfortable question most people overlook. What's the payoff? Because on the surface, none of it seems logical. And that's exactly why we need to step away from logic for a moment and look at the deeper beliefs driving these behaviors. Only then can we understand why this cycle keeps repeating. Oh, and before we continue, I've got something special for you, an ebook, Invisible to Irresistible: How to Get Any Girl in Just 3 Days. It reveals the hidden secrets to making any woman crave you. Grab it now, link in the description or pinned comment. Let's start with a simple fact. Those of us who are accountable know it's a lot of hard work and is rarely appreciated. So, what do most women choose instead? Yep, avoid accountability. So, it's always someone else's problem. And what is the easiest way to remove themselves from that accountability and responsibility? Well, that's what I call becoming a fake victim. What now? We have all been actual victims many times in our lives. So, I'm obviously not talking about that. What we're talking about are women who have everything to be happy people and great wives, but choose otherwise. I mean, once she can get that label set, very few questions get asked about her behaviors and efforts, right? And victims have a pretty liberal pass to treat their victimizers in any way, don't they? As proof, how many blockbuster movies have vigilante justice as their plot? And guess what? We're all cheering for them to get it. Add that to all the damsel in distress stories we've heard our whole lives, and what happens exactly? She is ready for her custom fitted cloak of non accountability. Why would she do this? Let's think of it this way. She can either pretend she is a little princess who can do no wrong, or go through the painful lessons of being an accountable and responsible adult like most of us have. So basically, that choice means when something goes haywire, she can pretend it is her husband's fault or be an adult and accept that it's her fault. And as we all know, the majority of wives choose altogether now her husband's fault. Why this is so effective? This is so effective when her husband asks her to simply be a married adult. Why does she decide to feel attacked? That attack puts her in fight or flight mode. Now she is probably not going to start physically fighting or take off running down the street. Instead, she will argue and defend herself from your false attack, or she will mentally disconnect from the conversation since it doesn't apply to her. As you can see, although these are very different behaviors on the surface, they have the same goal. Avoid accountability for her actions by fighting against or invalidating your false accusations. Either way, she gets to stay that innocent princess, and you stay the mean bully ogre trying to mess up her perfect princess life. By now, we can all see how this pattern makes it almost impossible for women to ever be accountable. The labels they use. To make it even easier to take advantage of a man who is simply doing his best for her, she needs to throw a few labels in there like bully, controlling, oppressor, mean, angry, narcissist, unresolved mother issues, codependent, etc. Why are these labels so important? Because they dehumanize the man, and subhumans don't deserve as much. At some point, the labels get so cruel that he not only deserves nothing good from her, but he also has earned her resentment and anger. And of course, the labels don't stop there. She also has convenient labels to prop herself up in her own mind, like I do so much. I take care of everything. I'm only human. I work 173 hours per week, etc. The best approach, the best approach when your woman wants to play these games, the best thing you can do is name her behavior using the labels above she has for you and for herself. So you can develop a plan to counter these false beliefs. To make this easier, you can plug and play the labels that fit your exact situation into this sentence. I'll do one with you. I'm not a bully because I asked you why you spent $450 on dinner and drinks with your friends. You're not a victim because you claim to do everything. Now, she may lose her mind a little, but honestly, she's just as miserable as you are with the life she's created for your household. It's not going to be easy, but neither is how things are going right now, right? Women know darn well, let's be 100% clear. Women know darn well they're supposed to help and nurture their families to the best of their abilities instead of disrupting things with their lack of focus, non accountability, and childish games. Every woman also knows that we should embrace the truth about our behavior, look within, and reconcile our intentions with reality. She just doesn't think you know it, but she'll be glad you do. If anything, she should thank you for allowing her to have a vacation from her full responsibilities as a wife and just get to work making things right. So, make a plan that addresses the things we've discussed today and get your marriage back on track. If you've learned at least one thing today, please lightly tap the like and subscribe so you can continue on this path of growth. Let me know what you think of this toxic delusion and if you've had to or need to deal with it in your own.